Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brandon. How are you? This is Hilal.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here. We met once I was the
Yeah, no
Laureate
problem.
college.
Good morning.
We're still waiting for a few people.
Yeah. I think I hope you remember me. I was there in one of the evening with some. I met you in person.
Yep, I remember how you drove all the way in.
Yeah, I drove all the way in. Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, sure. No worries. Hey, good morning, James.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Hello, where are you?
Oh, I'm in Toronto right now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still on the way, so I cannot open my video. Driving. Sorry.
it's,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Please don't open it, James.
Yeah, that's
We'd
good.
like you to get
That's
here.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Maybe you can share some video. Yeah. Mm.
We're just waiting on a few
Okay.
more people.
Yeah,
Sure.
that would be perfect. Yeah, Hara is from Bangladesh, but he stay in Canada.
Yeah. Actually, like one of my team member, Abu Saleh Mohammad Hassan, also joined from Bangladesh.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Hassan
Mm.
is, yeah.
Hello. Hello everyone. How are you?
Good.
Hello,
Hello,
good
how are
morning.
you, Hassan?
I'm fine, thank you.
Mm. Brandon, this call is being recorded, right?
Yes, it is.
So after the call, if it's possible, please share the recording with with us, so then I can share with my other team members who is not able to join today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I see. Like Saif also joined from Bangladesh. Hey, Saif. James,
Hi,
Saif
Saif.
also here.
Yeah. I see. Saif, how are you? I think it's night in Bangladesh. Yeah.
Yeah, it is 8 p.m.
Oh, 8 p.
Yeah, it is 8 p.m. in Bangladesh right now.
Okay, we're just going to give him a couple more minutes and then we'll start.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for waiting.
Oh, Saif is saying that he cannot hear anything on the call. I'm not sure why he can hear. Okay, maybe he need to reconnect maybe, because I can hear it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
possibly. I'm just checking to make sure he wasn't muted by accident on our end.
Okay, sure. Because I know that Hassan can hear us because he was talking to
Yeah, I
us.
can hear.
Yeah.
I can hear clearly. I think while joining, he needs to give the access to his microphone. He needs to click on there. I think then he can hear.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay, I think we'll get underway. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I know some of you it's later at night, so thanks for staying up. Welcome to the Laureate College boarding information session for the 2024-2025 year.
Yep.
I'm just going to start with a quick introduction. First of all, my name is Brendan Johansson. I'm the boarding coordinator. We're joined today by Director of Boarding Operations and Director of the school, Dr. James Shen, the Director of Marketing, Christine Foy, and Admissions, and Ms. Zoe Lee, who is the boarding associate. So just a quick overview to start with. Choosing a boarding school, it's a crucial sorry guys, hold on. Okay, sorry. A crucial decision that can positively shape your son or daughter's educational journey and personal development. At Laureate College, we achieve this by offering a comprehensive and enriching experience that focuses on the following 10 key aspects. 1, academic excellence. 2, structure, extracurricular activities, diverse community, individualized attention, life skills, character building, safe and supportive environment, unique opportunities, and post-secondary preparation. We'll start with academic excellence. So although the school has a rigorous academic program, dedicated teachers, and small class sizes, are accentuate. Sorry, 1 second. We just got someone knocking at our door. My apologies. At our school, we offer a few different things that achieve academic excellence. First of all, we have supervised night classes. Most schools offer classes in the evenings, and anyone can take classes in the evenings, even if they're at home, a student living with their parents. But here we offer the added bonus of having someone right there on the spot they can ask questions to and talk to. It's a big benefit for our students. A lot of the time their teachers will be talking and they'll say, oh, do you have this on hand? Do you have that on hand? Do you know this? Do you know that? And they can quickly get a hold of myself or Miss Zoe Lee, and we can offer the help that they wouldn't otherwise have, person to face. Along with those night classes, we offer a reading program that's once a week, where we have students come in from other locations as well as our own students. And it's essentially a book club for teenagers where they can practice their reading, speaking, and some writing. It's a good program. We currently have, I believe, 15 students altogether. Along with the reading program, we offer IELTS testing or test preparation classes, as well as ESL programs. And for next year, we're developing a few other programs that, again, we bring students in from elsewhere. Because we have a small student population at the moment, bringing in other students really helps open us up to the community as a whole and gives our students more opportunities to meet with local students. This is just a copy of our self-study schedule for our study hall. We individualize this to each student for their benefits. Actually, sorry, the date says term 2, but this is in fact our current term. These are all our current students listed on the left. And then each day in study hall, which runs daily from 6:30 till 9:00 p.m. The students can obviously do, as it says, self-study for regular homework, but we also offer time for classes and extra reading, extra writing, extra speaking, extra math, basically whatever the student requires. We talk to the day teachers on a regular basis, and they pass on any concerns they might have for certain students and any things that they think they might need to work on. A lot of them do join groups together. If you have a look there on the Thursday, we have multiple students in the ESL discussion group. That is, again, with a teacher brought in from outside to teach that program, and then whoever's on staff is just here to help. But we pride ourselves on offering a specialized, individualized program for each of our students each term. So what's the best way to get to academic excellence? It's with a structured environment. The structured daily routine at Laureate College helps students develop all the tools necessary for success at university and life beyond. So what kinds of structure do we offer? This is an example of our daily schedule. In fact, it is today's schedule, just so you can see how it goes. Our routine program fills the entire day for boarding students. We try not to leave them too much time to get in too much trouble. As you can see with our pretend quote on the side, students with too much free time tend to use that time poorly, said the first teacher, probably. So for day-to-day activities, students are up and out of their dorms by 8:15. If they get up and out earlier, we have a fitness center that's open in the morning for workouts that a few of our students use, but not all of them. They then have time for breakfast until first period at 8:30. Then every day during the 9:45 to 10:45 a.m., they have either class with their guidance counselors, or they have specific physical education class, or we have the house period, which we have today. We implemented the house program at the school this year. We're still fighting the bumps in that one, but we're coming along nicely. Today they're working on a debate for next week. So they'll all divide up into their teams and work on that with their individual house advisor, which is one of our teachers at the school. After that, they continue their morning class, then straight to lunch, afternoon class. They then have 15 minutes of free time. During the rest of the week, Monday to Thursday, is when we offer our after school program. Today, on Fridays, there is no after school program. So they do have a little more free time typically. I just left it in on the schedule here so you could just have an idea. But today we usually go shopping for food, or deal with any errands that students might have, doctor's appointments, pretty much anything that they might need to do off campus that isn't all that exciting. We save the more exciting things for Saturdays. So then when they get back, it's dinner, and then they have free time. And like this evening, we just have an optional movie night, not mandatory. Friday night's usually the night for winding down after the week. They like to usually just hang out together in groups, listen to music, play games, you know, the typical things teenagers like to do. And then every night at 10:30, they have to be in their rooms, and lights out at 11 o'clock strictly. We do a room check every night to make sure everybody's there. I usually go back again at about 11:30 just to have a listen to see if anybody's staying up, but usually we don't have any problems with that. So along with our daily schedule, we also have programs that run during holidays. In 2 weeks, we have the March break coming up. So this is just a rough idea of what we do during that time. A lot of schools close down during the March break, and we actually get students from those schools come here because we still operate and we offer a full program. It's mostly for fun, but we also try to throw in some leadership, some teamwork, and a few other, I wouldn't say academic, but still positive things for them to do. As you can see, on Saturday the 2nd, we're going to a Taste of the Middle East festival in Mississauga to enjoy all the different foods. We do things like hiking. We're going to a show called Metamorphosis. A small orchestra is playing, being put on by the Burlington Performing Arts Center. Then we have a dinner for the sisters. We'll talk about the sisters in a minute. Those are who we share the building with. But the students are going to be making dinner and serving dinner for them one night next week. Then they're going to make some promotional videos. We're going to go to Toronto a couple of times for the 190th anniversary of the city. There's a big festival happening on the 9th. Then let's see. Well, the Burlington Green Up Cleanup is a program we started last year, or joined last year, where we the students will go around the neighborhood. We pick a location that requires some cleaning. Over the winter, a lot of the time things pile up, get hidden by snow, and then as the snow melts, we're left with a bit of a mess. So us and up to, I believe, almost 10,000 volunteers go all the way around and pick up garbage, basically. But the kids had a lot of fun doing it last year, actually, and they get a good sense of pride afterwards when you see an area that it was in need of help and they bring it, and it's a positive thing for the entire community. And then we go to the Canadian Military Heritage Museum, a comedy show, the Y, another event in Toronto, and then some movies. So basically we keep one option available for every day, including the regular schedule of breakfast, lunch, dinner with exercise periods. And doing that, I think it helps show other schools that we're here and we're not going away. And if their students come now, we might just start taking them from them. Responsibility and time management. So with both of these, we offer, these schedules here, these are sign in and sign out forms, the one on the right. So every day the students have to sign in and sign out when they leave the dormitory in the mornings and when they come back in the evenings. It's on them to do that. I check the list, but it gives us an accountability of where they are and themselves. If they leave after hours, their names are written down, they know it's on them and it's their fault. There's no excuse. Once they've signed in, they should have brought everything with them, or once they've left, they should have taken everything with them. During the school day, we don't like the students to go back to their room. We prefer they treat it as though they are at home and they've come to school. So they should have everything prepared with them. Excuse me. So that this little thing helps with that. Below we have the room inspection. That's where we go by usually twice a week, 3 times a week to actually inspect the rooms. We rate them, as you can see, excellent, good, satisfactory, or needs improvement on all the different aspects of their room. Outside of a few things where we have a few rooms with a few too many items, other than that, they usually are on top of keeping things very clean. But again, this encourages responsibility for themselves, because we don't want to, although we do have services here that come by and clean once a week, just to do the bathrooms and vacuum the carpets. We want the responsibility to mostly fall on the students to keep their rooms in order and in shape. So next we'll talk a little bit about the extracurricular activities we have. Belonging to the boarding program offers students a wide range of extracurricular activities, including sports, arts, and clubs, which allows students to explore their passions and interests beyond the classroom. Each term we offer a new selection of after-school programs that all boarding students must attend. The programs vary from academic to athletic to character building. So yeah, we do have the day students also partake in these, but for our students, the boarding students, it is mandatory that they join a club after school. Although the in-class time ends at 3:15, we consider the school day that goes right through to 4:30 p.m. So that way we can keep account of them for just a little bit longer. So here's the current schedule as we have it. Again, they only have to choose one each day. So for Monday, we have yoga and then the volunteer club. I'll talk a little bit more about the volunteer club in a little while, because it's a pretty unique feature that we can offer here. On Tuesdays, they have a literacy club, which is an extended English program, basically, or offsite athletics, to the YMCA for swimming, because we don't have an indoor pool here, or to badminton, or pick up basketball. We try to find the sports that the kids want to play, instead of forcing them to play something, because the clubs should be about fun for the most part, but we want to have some structure for them as well. On Wednesdays, we have a personal interest club. This is where students present to me something that they want to work on, usually a hobby or a passion project that they have. Currently, we have a young lady practicing the flute. We have excuse me, 2 people that are planning on going to post-secondary school for piano, so they practice that time. And others that work on their art portfolio for their university admission. But it's open to anything. The students just have to prepare it themselves, bring it forward, show me an outline of what they're working on, what they plan on working on, and what they hope to accomplish. And I just supervise, but for the most part, they are left on their own. That's mostly for senior students. The younger students we keep in the physical education program. Although it runs in the after school part of the school, it's actually an accredited program. The way we've split up the class just means we have to find the extra time, and it's after school that they do that one. On Thursdays, we have our chess club. We have a leadership group. The leadership group is basically an extension of the student council, where, again, students can propose ideas for ways to better the school. Just recently, they had some ideas about food service, and our students wrote up an entire detailed listing of what it was they liked, didn't like, and would like to see changed. And then they presented it to the appropriate people and have started a dialogue on how to make those changes. They're also working on a clothing drive right now for people in need. They've just started that, so we're going to see how that goes, but they've drawn up the plans. And then we just recently added our rock band. We had a couple new students who play electric guitar and they've joined forces with one of our piano players and a drummer, and they're going to start to try a band, writing songs, playing songs, and having fun. We just have to find a room quiet enough for them, but in such a large building, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to come up with something. On top of that, the after-school program, obviously, I think like most schools with boarding students, we do go on regular trips on the weekends. Typically, we try to make at least one of them mandatory for everybody to go to, but not always. And if we don't have we try to go out at least twice a month. The other days, if we don't, we still fill that time in Saturday, usually afternoons, with games, activities, leadership, games, team building exercises, just things we can do on campus. A lot of the time trying to take advantage of the large property that we have. These pictures here were our 2-day trip to Ottawa, up in the top corner there. That was at the Natural History Museum. Then we have down in the bottom right corner at the Royal Ontario Museum. That was just a day outing. The same for obviously Niagara Falls in the middle, bowling. And then this was a dance comedy show that we went to see. That was quite fantastic, that last picture in the left. So again, we try to keep a wide and varied selection for the kids to partake in. Something else we like to obviously focus on is the individualized attention that we can offer students. We have an open door policy for our boarders. Anytime a boarder needs help or advice or someone to talk to, we can be reached in person or via phone, text, or chat. Dr. Shen, Ms. Lee, and myself all pride ourselves on having earned the trust and respect of the boarding students. They come to us with pretty much everything at this point, whether it's personal issues, academic issues, issues with fellow students, nothing too serious as of this point, but we have had a couple of roommates who didn't quite get along. And so what we do is A, listen, B, offer advice, and C, try to get them to sort out as many problems as they possibly can. When it's come to the two roommates that had issues, we sat them down, we made them talk, and they worked out all their problems all on their own, which was fantastic. You couldn't ask for a better solution to leave us out of it. And they really like it too, because they feel a little more empowered, I think, when they get to have a say in their own issues instead of just arguing, fighting, leaving, and demanding new rooms, which we do not offer. All rooms here are, there's no more offerings of single rooms here. So they all need to get used to having roommates. Some of the ways we do the individualized attention with pastoral care, offering passion projects for the students to work on. Like again, when we have our night after school study programs, the students are also allowed, if their homework is all done, again, passion projects are encouraged. So as long as they can show me all their work's done, and they also have shown in the past that they have good grades, then they're allowed to go work on something that they feel personal about. Obviously, as I said, talking to them, we offer counseling as best we can, and different learning strategies, again, like conflict resolution and things like that. So our diverse community. We're a relatively new school with fewer students compared to a lot of the more well-established institutions. So we proactively involve our students in the community events and encourage contributions to larger communities. We bring students out and we bring people from the community in. Again, as I mentioned earlier, and you can see there's some of us volunteering last year cleaning up on the top right. before we do it again this year. But we host lots of various activities that bring people from the community into the school. We need to try and make a name for ourselves around here. And the best way to do that is to be seen out and to have people coming in. There's a large picture in the top left corner. That's a big rib fest that happens at Canada Day. So right before our students leave, we go over, volunteer, help set up. We also have a summer camp that we run here for younger students in the elementary schools that runs all summer long. And so we have a booth there. And again, some of our students volunteer to help promote the school. We've had a large Mother's Day concert. That's the two middle pictures there, where we had talented harpists, pianists come in, as well as our own students. That's Emilio on the left there. He's playing for everybody. And then it was just a nice day of drinks and flowers and a great place for people to bring their moms. It was very well attended and very well received. So we hope to make that an annual tradition where we have a large Mother's Day brunch and concert on site. We've had art festivals. We've had during our big, large open house and sort of welcoming to the community, we were greeted by members of our local parliament, members of our local city council, and our students had a chance to interact with them, which many of them found quite worthwhile. I think just the idea of being able to talk to someone who has direct power in the country, it's a really positive thing, and it emboldens students to be able to see that that kind of thing is available to them, and that it's not some far-reaching, impossible goal to be able to make change in the world. It's right there. You can find it, and we've introduced them to it, and now some of our students have a dialogue with these people, particularly our friend Tommy in the bottom corner there, as he did an interview with the deputy mayor of Burlington, and Gilbert here in the middle picture, he's giving a tour to our local member of provincial parliament, Miss Effie. Sorry, she has a really long Greek last name, and I'm unaware of how to pronounce it properly, so I won't mangle it right now. We like to offer life skills. I mean, pretty simple. You're going to find all of these elsewhere, not just here, and we've covered a few of these already: in time management, decision making, problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, adaptability, leadership, teamwork, conflict resolution, empathy, self-awareness, self-care, stress management, and financial management. We try to always focus on these things when dealing with the kids in the day-to-day life, when they're not in school. Our goal is to help advance them beyond school. We obviously want them to all attend school afterward, but even after that, we hope they look back and say, I learned all these things while here, and people were attentive, and people listened, and people helped. And I think we do a pretty good job of that, based on the feedback we've gotten from some of our graduating students last year, as well as some that have left already this year who were just here on a part-time exchange program for the first two sessions. Actually, if you don't mind, because I'm a little proud of this, I'm just going to read part of the letter I received from one of our students that left. His name was Ritsuki, and so he was here for the first two terms from Japan. I won't read the whole letter, but as you can see, it was handwritten, which is quite nice. He told me he'd like to message me when he got back, and I said, how about you write me a letter? He's like, okay, I'll send you an email. And I said, no, how about you write me a letter, handwritten? He says, why? And I said, well, it's a little more personal. And he said, yeah, it is a little more personal. So a week later, I received this letter. So again, I'll just read a quick few points from it. It says, Dear Mr. Brendan, thank you for supporting us. I remember our visit with you so well. I enjoyed participating in all the events and trips we went on. Then he talks about a few of the trips in detail, but I'll skip over that. For 5 months, I apologize to you for any trouble I may have caused. He did not cause trouble at all. He was a very polite young man. I enjoyed every day and think of those 5 months there as the best of my life. I will not forget you and your memory. I think that Canada is the best country. I so look forward to seeing you again when you come to Japan. I want to teach you Japanese and you can stay with me. Thank you for everything, Ritsuki. It just meant a lot to get a letter like that, to know that we had that kind of impact on someone in such a short period of time. And I think it's something that's extending to almost all of our students. I try very hard to make connections with them, to make them feel comfortable, to make them feel open, and that there's always somebody here to listen to them and take care of them. So this is just a quick schedule. Again, for time management, we just give you a couple of little examples here. This is one of our students' actual lists he put together for how he would spend his free time and when he would work on his piano lessons, and specifically. He's hoping to go to the Royal Conservatory of Music. We actually went on a tour there with him and a couple other students a few months ago, and he loves it. So he fits in wherever he can extra piano time. That does include sometimes in that 9:45 to 10:45 period. On Wednesdays, they usually do have a free time to do that. But then he eats and then he goes and plays piano until the end of that. He finishes class. When he has a small break, he plays piano. After dinner, he goes and plays piano. And then he throws in a little guitar later. But so that's what most of our students have, a to-do list like this for how they're going to spend their days. Because as I said, time management is an important skill. It's among the most important skills, and one I wish I had a better grasp on myself. Character building, all of that, everything we've just discussed pretty much leads to character building. We instill trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. Through our volunteer programs, the students learn to be caring. They learn to be better citizens. They learn responsibility, fairness. We try to teach in and around here. Respect, that is a big one, because again, our connection with the people we share the building with, who are the School Sisters of Notre Dame. I don't know if you all know this. I know some of you do, but the top 2 floors of our building are essentially an old age home for sisters, and we do a lot of work with them. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes, but they're very, very helpful in giving forth all of this, these kinds of character building things that we wish to instill in our students. A safe and secure environment. This part of Ontario is incredibly safe. It's very low crime, particularly right where we are at the edge of the town of Waterdown. Technically, we're in the city of Burlington, but literally across the street from us, the houses on the other side of our street are in Waterdown. And if you can see on the map there, where we are, Laureate College, in the bottom right quadrant, a couple inches up. Thank you, Zoe. We have nothing behind us, nothing around us. So basically, we're in Waterdown, and it is virtually a crime-free area. So the students have we walk up to the stores all the time when weather permits, And there's never any concern. I mean, we teach our students to be wary of their surroundings just to be safe. But for the most part, it's a lovely, lovely part of the city and a part of the extended Greater Toronto area. As you can see, the annual household medium income around here is about $150,000 Canadian a year. So it's affluent to upper middle class mostly, which helps keep the crime levels down. Burlington, where we are, these are just some basic facts about Burlington. 200,000 people, but those 200,000 are connected to the 250,000 in Oakville, who are connected to the million in Mississauga, who are connected to the another 6 million in the Greater Toronto area. It's basically one long line that we're a part of that gives us access to literally millions of people and millions of opportunities. There's 20 post-secondary school institutions within a 1-hour drive. Benefit for that, from our point of view, is easy access for tours, easy access for students to go explore on their own if they want to, and to bring representatives of those schools here in person, where because we do host, we just had an arts program open house where we brought in representatives from all the major art schools around here, and students from other schools came as well. We were the host, but it was mostly for our students that were interested. It was a great success. And then, as I said earlier, I've been to the Royal Conservatory of Music. We've been to the University of Toronto many times, York University, McMaster is just down the road. So there's tons of high quality schools that are easily accessible for our students. See, oh, I didn't know that we had a twin city in Tabashi, Japan. Fantastic. And Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We should try and work that in. That's a lovely golf down there. I've played a few times.
Yep.
And we are one of the 897 members of the Burlington Chamber of Commerce. It's our hope we can extend our connections with the community through the Chamber of Commerce, offering hopefully our students placements in co-op programs, sorry, stumbled there for a second, as well as opportunities for potential jobs, networking. It's a wonderful organization to be part of and to keep us connected to the neighborhood. So that's the neighborhood, but in a micro level, we offer the following security measures for all our students at all times. So there's 24-hour security. There's always somebody on staff awake and manning the front door in the evenings and the day. There is a time where there's no one at the front door, but the doors are locked in the early evening. Each student has an individual key fob, so they have to sign in and out. That way, all students are digitally accounted for anytime they have left or entered the building. We have it's easy access. We can always check to see who is where, and it ensures, peace of mind for everybody involved, just to know where they are. There's also a hard copy sign in and out for dorm entry and exit. I showed you that earlier, and there's another one that they have to sign out if they're leaving without supervision, that being 18-year-olds and older. They are allowed to, with permission, go to places like the stores or the mall and things like that. So, but they still have to sign out again in hard copy. That's mostly because in case of an emergency, say a fire in an old building like this, hasn't happened, but just in case any kind of emergency and we can't get to the electronic records, we can quickly see on the list at the front door who's in the building, who's out of the building. And that way we can ensure everybody is safe. There's also security cameras in all the hallways, stairwells, and common areas. Again, those are all recorded, so we can play back video if we ever need to. There's also cameras all around the grounds, around the building, at least. So we can always have a record of who's coming and going. A couple of them can, in fact, take down license plates. We don't check that on a regular basis, but you never know if someone were to come into the building unauthorized. We'd be able to track them easily. And again, hasn't happened yet, but we're ready just in case. Okay, so uniqueness. These are the things we can offer that no other school really can. All the big schools, you know, yeah, we have things we can't compete with yet, but in the future we will. These things I'm going to talk about now are things those schools will never have and can't have, at least not with the ease and accessibility that we do. So again, as I quickly mentioned before, the School Sisters of Notre Dame, they're a group of retired nuns that were all teachers, Catholic nuns. And this was their school originally, and then it became the retirement home. Sadly, as their numbers dwindled and became less and less, they didn't have the need for such a large building. And that's when Dr. Shen stepped in and combined with our principal, Beverly Ohashi, they decided to start the school by taking over the building. The sisters still rent the top 2 floors and share all the common space with us. So at first it's, you know, oh, that's a little odd, you know, for a school. Is it something, you know, how does that work? Is it awkward? And we found the exact opposite of that. Our connection with the sisters, it goes beyond just sharing a building with them at this point. It's a wonderful feature. We have a group of strong, intelligent, kind women who give our students a daily opportunity to talk with people who they may or may not otherwise get a chance to in life. Earlier, we mentioned how, like most private schools, we have a low teacher to student ratio. And here I think ours is about 7 to 1 at the moment, teachers to students. But when you consider the fact that there are 35 retired teachers also in the building, it really increases the number of teachers available for our students. I mean, they're not licensed, so they won't be giving out grades, but they offer an invaluable amount of history and life. They traveled the world, most of them, teaching. So they've been to hundreds of different countries, and they all love to talk about it. And most of our students love hearing about it. Beyond just the day-to-day interactions, which are in themselves very productive, we also do events with them. We put on, the students just recently arranged a Christmas concert and performance show that they put on for all the sisters. It was all student run. They organized it, put it all together, served cake, coffee. That's what some of these pictures here are. That's actually is a student riding his mountain bike and performing pretty impressive tricks. The sisters had never seen anything like that, so they were quite pleased. In the bottom picture, that's a student, Sally, doing her traditional Chinese dance for them. She had actually done a different version of one last year for them, and it was such a rousing success that when they heard we were doing another concert, they basically wouldn't let her not do it. They wanted to see her perform again very badly. And over here in the bottom left corner, that was Christmas gifts that the students made for the sisters. They handmade cards in art class and made up little origami figures for them all, along with some candies and treats. Again, the sisters absolutely loved it. And then beyond that, we also try to incorporate the sisters into our day-to-day academics. From having ones give quick talks and lessons on things they've learned to we have a one-on-one interview where the students can sit down with a particular sister and they just ask questions. It helps our students with their sorry, excuse me. It helps the students with their talking, with their ability to ask questions, to figure out how to ask questions, to listen. And then they put them all together into either video or in some cases drawn. We have a couple of students who like to sketch, and they'd sketch sketch the sister that they've been talking to. But anyway, it's a plethora of knowledge that exists here, and it's at their fingertips all the time. And you're just not going to find that at any other school. You can go to Upper Canada College, you can go to Ridley, you can go to Appleby, but they'd have to leave. They'd have to go find this kind of thing. It's turning into a wonderful thing, and because we've just started, who knows how far it can go in the next few years. The sisters will be leaving in about 5 years, but until then, we plan to take full advantage of having them here. Wrong way. So just some of the other quick unique features, maybe not quite as far out as having a group of nuns living with us, but still, something that comes with those nuns is there's always registered nurses on site. So any student who has any medical issue, medical duress that we cannot handle immediately, even though everyone here is obviously first aid trained, and we have all the tools that any school would have for that. But as a small school, the fact that we are able to access a nurse within minutes is invaluable. Lots of larger schools have a nurse on site, but there's no other small schools that will have that opportunity. So again, for parents, it eases their mind, I think, a little bit that we can offer a higher level of medical care than can be found elsewhere. The wildlife, we're on a 50-acre campus. We see deer walking past the school windows in the middle of the day. There's wild turkeys running around. Foxes, you can see them zipping back and forth across the fields. Obviously squirrels, raccoons, skunks. Nobody really likes them too much, but they're around. I believe, okay, I don't want to say the exact number, but I know some of the sisters and one of our teachers, they're bird watchers, and it's a startling number of birds that they have seen here. We're hoping to get some of the students involved in that too. I've always wanted to, but never really did. And you can hear, we haven't seen, but you can hear coyotes out in the distance in the evening, but way back through the trails. So that wildlife comes because we have 50 acres and we're only 45 minutes from the Greater Toronto area. Most schools do not have that kind of green space. Most schools do not have that opportunity to interact with nature the way we can. A lot of our science programs, we try to incorporate the outdoors as best we can. We tapped our own syrup last winter on trees on our property, and then served that with pancakes. So that was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, as I said, I know our biology teacher, she takes them outside for all sorts of different activities. Our physical education program in the warmer weather, and well, I shouldn't even say the warmer weather. We go outside all weather. We have a whole set of snowshoes, cross-country skis, and a little circuit that we can take all the way around. so that, if you're in Canada, a lot of the time people shut in during the winter. So we try to make an effort to say, no, we're not going to just stay inside. We're going to be out there and explore everything that the country and the area and the property have to offer. Off of those 50 acres, we have direct access to the 900-kilometer trail called the Bruce Trail. I would assume it started as a native walking route from Lake Ontario along the escarpment, probably down towards Niagara Falls, and then all the way north, as I said, for about another 500 kilometers. Nowadays, it's a mostly padded down area. There's some paved areas, but there's small bridges put in as you cross over rivers. It's absolutely stunning, and we go for hikes as often as we possibly can. No one's made the full 900 kilometers yet, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that before some graduates, they just take off one day and conquer it. Unlikely, but maybe. Something else we offer, again, as I mentioned with our March break program, it also extends to the Christmas break, that we're open during the holidays. Some of the bigger schools do close and send all their students home. We do have students that leave as well, but by being here and by being open, we take in students from those bigger schools. And as I said, I think we'll slowly start poaching some of them. The more they come, the more they spend time here. And I think it's a wonderful thing, because then again, we are a small school, so any chance we can to have students from here intermingle with other students, it just expands their opportunities in the area. Finally, we're the only boarding school in Burlington and Waterdown. So for local students, as they become more aware of us, we'll be their best option. We are not competing with anyone in the local area. It's all us, only us. And I think that's a good thing for most of the students. So just quickly, these are facilities. I'm sure you've seen them online, and those of you that have been here in person. Each room's fully furnished with bunk beds, closets, desks, and chairs, full bathroom. A limited number of wheelchair accessible rooms are available, and all rooms have scenic or courtyard views with plenty of natural light. They're quite nice rooms. They're very large. That middle picture with the 2 bunk beds, that's not a slanted picture in any way. That's a pretty realistic view of how much space they have. That desk would be for one of the students, and then there'd be another desk to the right of one of those bunk beds, or to the left of the one on the left. So no one really steps on each other. Even if there's 3 in a room, there's still plenty of room for everyone to comfortably coexist. Our meal plans, we have a fully functioning professional kitchen staff. They prepare all our food and drinks. It's a commercial grade kitchen, and food is varied. It's balanced. There's numerous options every day for each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's all served in a buffet style, like a traditional school cafeteria would be. But we have far more offerings than most. There's usually 2 main courses, 2 main meat courses, an option for a vegetarian course, multiple side dishes, multiple salads, like a full salad bar, basically, multiple desserts. It's pretty nice, and that's included in the cost of the boarding program. So the students never have to worry about having food. It's always available to them. These are just some more pictures of some of our facilities, including the grounds, our fitness center. It's small right now, but it's nice. It's cozy. We have some good equipment. The students love using it. We only keep it open certain hours. Obviously, we don't like to leave students unattended. We have a plan in place though, where some students have shown proficiency in dealing with any of the equipment. They will be allowed to use it on their own, well, or at least on their own with another student. It is required that there always be at least one other student there. But for the time being, there's also always one adult supervision as well, staff member of some sort. It's just opened recently. We just finished it all off a couple weeks ago, actually. It was opening in parts, sort of, but it's going really well. We're enjoying it. The picture on the right there, that's a nice lounge area. As you can see, it's half covered, or I mean, fully covered, half open, windows on the sides, the front's open. So in the summer and spring, we occasionally hold classes out there. The English class likes to just go out if they're just reading a book for a day, and they'll just go sit in chairs, enjoy the warm weather, the cool breeze. It's also just a nice place to hang out. You're looking up above the tree line, and it's just very calming, very nice. Down below there, those are some pictures of the Jubilee Garden, which was started by the sisters. It's an absolutely breathtaking garden area with, as you can see, benches, seats. There's a gazebo, and flowers lining walkways all the way through. Again, we had multiple students who just, if they have a few minutes, and it's nice out, they just walk straight out, do a quick tour, and decompress, enjoy themselves, be quiet, and have a good time. And then down there we have the soccer fields. We have another 4 full-sized fields, like grass cut fields for the students, as well as there's a little farm in the back. We haven't really incorporated that yet into our curriculum, but in the future we plan to, hopefully for next year, where we can offer a class on farming, and the students do hands-on work. For now, it's a gentleman who just rents the land. He grows all number of vegetables back there. Okay, next slide, please. So all of what I've just talked about leads to post-secondary preparation. That's the goal. All our efforts are dedicated to one central objective: equipping our students for their future endeavors. While for many this means advancing to higher education, whatever path they take, our commitment extends beyond. We firmly believe that Laureate College will stand out as a major part in the foundation that propelled them towards success. Yeah, you take everything we've talked about, it all comes to this goal, which is to get them where they want to be. And so far, we've hit it out of the park in that fact. I believe we were 100% of our students graduating last year got into their first choice university or first choice school. And I believe we're on track to quite possibly match that again this year with even more students. And the boarding program, I think, is a big help in doing that. Of those students I mentioned last year, 90% of them were boarding students. So it speaks for itself that the program we're putting in place, although we're still finding our way because it's only our second year, we're on the right track, and looking forward to many more years. Okay, that's all for our presentation today. Thank you very much for listening. Just wanted to open it up for any questions you might have. Anyone?
Hi. Hello.
Hey,
It's Saif Nasser. Hi. It is a great presentation. Thank you for the overall, rounded tour almost. So excellent. So we'll see what we can do for that.
Great, thank you very much.
Hey, Brandon, like I have a quick question in the beginning of the slide, maybe slide 2, I believe.
Mhm.
Like if you can go all the way there in the very big, the very beginning, yeah.
Mhm.
No, sorry, the next one maybe. Go next. Go next. Go next. Yeah, right here. Uh, yeah, academic excellence. Okay, so just a quick question on the supervised night classes.
Yeah.
Could you please elaborate a little bit more?
Sure. So yeah, some of the classes that are offered are outside of the school. Like we bring in an actual teacher, and then it's offered to our students, and it's offered to students outside of class. That goes for that reading program that's listed there as well.
Okay.
But otherwise, the point I was just trying to make for that is that everybody does online classes nowadays, no matter where you are. But when
Right.
you do them in a boarding program, there's an actual teacher there to help, which is not something you're going to always get at home. But
Oh,
here we stay with them. So yeah, in a given week, there are 2 ESL classes, 2 reading groups, 3 IELTS prep classes. Those are all online right now, though. And then other students who take Mandarin, and then they also take obviously credit courses through the school. Some of them. It's, I believe, just been instituted that Laureate. Well, it's mandatory for all students to take at least one online course.
okay.
So it's best for them to do it at night when someone is here to help them and be able to step up on the spot.
Okay. Already. Okay. Sounds good. As Saif mentioned, I also echo his, his statement. Yeah, it was a very nice presentation.
Thank you very much.
One more thing.
I hope you don't have to drive up again.
No, well, I don't mind. No,
Unless you're bringing students.
I don't mind jamming up. Yeah, because it's not that far,
Yeah,
so,
true.
So so it's okay. Okay, so one more thing. So you're gonna be sharing the slide with us. Like I think it's very useful slide. So if if I can have it, it'll
Yeah,
be
absolutely. I'm not 100% sure how to do that, but we will figure it out and get it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not all
Yeah,
that
sounds good.
tech savvy,
No worries. No, yeah.
even though I'm
Let's get
sure
that.
there's just a button that says share somewhere. But
Right.
I have Zoe, who is the other boarding person. She is here and she's been running it, so she'll
Right.
figure it out, and we can send a copy to all of you.
Yep. Sounds fantastic.
Great.
Okay, yeah, I think that's all. And you mentioned, you mentioned we're the only boarding school, in Burlington. So I thought Appleby is also in Burlington, or maybe I was misinformed or misunderstood.
It might be. I
Yeah,
was
okay.
thinking it was in Oakville. It's right near the border.
Oh yeah.
So for my sake, I'm saying Oakville.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that would be our direct competition in the future.
Yeah, right.
We
I mean,
can't
no,
go
I mean
into-
they're very well reputed school, so
Yes,
they're
absolutely.
they're really big.
Absolutely. I
They're
had
really
friends that went to Appleby,
Yeah.
had a very nice time for a little while. They both did leave though midway, so
Yeah.
keep that in
No,
mind.
yeah, I think the biggest advantage, like Laureate College have, as you said, the space,
Yeah.
huge space, and huge building. So it's like a really big, big
For sure.
building. So yeah, so there's a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we are every day. We're
Mm.
shooting up right now.
Yep. Yeah.
We've
Sounds
had,
fabulous.
6 new students in the last for the last term, and more coming in the coming days. So we should hopefully by the end of the year be tripled what we were last year, or even quadrupled, and then we're hoping to almost double that next year.
Yeah. Okay. Like I think I'm gonna be connect, with with you and James offline, like about the tutorial module. So yeah.
Perfect. We would
Yeah.
love
So
to
this is
hear from you.
Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much. I think it's a
Okay,
great.
thank you. Any other questions?
I have a question. May I ask you?
Sir, okay, please, you can.
Oh, Mr. Ibrahim, okay, you can. Mr. Ibrahim, you
Okay,
can.
okay. Thank you so much for the nice presentation. It covers most of the things, but I have a question. Since you believe in cultural diversity and people will go from Bangladesh, they mostly are Muslims. So do you offer any prayer facilities? And what about the food? Most of the cases, the Muslims have some different meals. So do you have this type of things or not? And second question is, for the students of grade 11 and 12, do you offer any job opportunity or part-time job opportunity for them? Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. As far as the in terms of accommodating for Muslim students, we currently don't have any. So no, we do not have anything in place. But we could very easily create. We have the space to create a prayer room. It would not be a difficult thing. And as far as the food goes, there might be an additional cost if they need entirely specific diet. Forgive me, I'm not 100% on the Muslim diet. I know no pork, but again, as I said, we always offer multiple main dishes. So there's always, I think, would be something that they could eat. And then like our students they do have a council that regularly meets with the kitchen staff to ensure that they're getting what they want because they paid for it. So yeah, so as far as that goes, we would be easily accommodable for any student who comes in for those reasons.
Nice.
And your second question, sorry, what was it again?
Oh yeah, for the students of grade 11 and 12, do they get any part-time job opportunity?
Right. Yes. So we've just started our co-op program. Like also on site here that I didn't mention, there is a Montessori school for age 3, 4, 5, 6 students, and we have students who are interested in being teachers. So they've just started a placement program with them for credit, which again, that you can get that at any school, but for ours, they just literally have to hop right across a laneway, and they're there. So that is handy. As far as that's one of the things with the Chamber of Commerce, where we're hoping to open up enough connections to start to be able to offer students jobs. One individual student here during our volunteer program, which I actually did kind of gloss over too quickly. We work with the building itself because it's an old age home up above, and students are required to get 40 hours of community service. We're able to do that in-house, whereas at another school, you would have to actually go somewhere else to do it. So anyway, point was one of our students did such a good job last year and impressed our facilities staff that they offered him a position part-time after school and on weekends and all through the summer. And he's been now working here since June is when he started, and he still comes every Saturday. He doesn't work during the week now, but and then during school times, during the breaks, March break and that, he comes in, works usually, half the days, just helping out around the building and gaining a ton of experience in how to run a building like this. So hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to do more things along those lines. But as of right now, we tell the students, Matthew stood up, showed how to do it, showed he worked hard, earned their trust, and they offered him a paying job. So
okay, I got it. Okay.
Hey, Brian,
Okay. Thank you.
Volume consultant. I need to do a quick clarification on that work thing. I'm a licensed immigration consultant, and I don't want I'm just trying to be careful here so that they don't get confused on the difference between the volunteer work and the real jobs, because international students on a study permit that are high school students are not permitted.
Correct. Yeah. This was local students.
Yeah.
that could get the job. But yeah, no, if they're an international student, they cannot get a paying job. But they can still work the volunteer hours here.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Already.
Anybody else?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your nice presentation. I have a question about the assessment criteria. I mean, what are the assessment criteria do you have? The formative or summative? And do the students, they have to, based on their assignment or their daily activities, I mean, you're going to give them promotion, or, and also another question that you have mentioned about the business or engineering side. So what are the subjects do you offer for the business and for engineering side? And what are the subject specifications? If you can clarify that.
In terms of the classes offered, I don't know all of them. As I said, I deal with the boarding side of it. So I know the classes my students take, but I don't know every program we offer in its entirety. I know we do have from a business side, there's at least 4 or 5 different courses throughout the year that they offer, as we have a few students who want to get into business at the university level. But yeah, I'm not exactly the one to be able to talk about what happens in the classroom. We can put you in touch with one of our teachers, or with Christine, the admissions lady. She'd be able to answer those questions much better than I could. And as for the assessments, that's all included in the tuition fee. We have an individual here who works here named Michael. He handles all English assessments. And he's on site all the time. So yeah, there's no additional cost that comes with your tuition.
So particularly for the promotion, I mean, when students go to the grade 9, from grade 9 to 9 to 10, or into, I mean, how they will be promoted based on their yearly assessment, or do they have any summative assessment? I want to know that.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I don't know that right now.
Okay.
My apologies.
Thank you.
Hassan, actually, like we can talk to the principal and stuff, and then we'll get the information.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
It's just a standard. It's just a standard. It's just a standard process. How it's going through any other school in Bangladesh or in Canada, in terms of the student passing grade 9 and going to grade 10. So it's very standard process.
Yeah, we can put you in touch with someone here to answer all those questions for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, no, thank you. Okay, anyone else? Okay, well, I'd just like to thank you all for coming. We'll send copies of the presentation to each of you, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future. We would love to have some of your students come join us. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Brandon. Fantastic presentation, man.
Great, thank you. Take care.
All right.
Talk
Bye,
to you soon.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Great.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.